what's up, good people? It's me, your homegirl Ladosha Wright, the author of Curly Hair Adventures and What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. I'm also a hairstylist at the Rivers Design Team Hair Salon, offering some wonderful hair care tips for at-home maintenance while you're taking care of your hair in between salon visits as we are going through this pandemic. I hope you all are faring very well through the weather. For those of you who are not familiar with the Rivers Design Team, our hair salon specializes in trichology, which is the science of scalp and hair, and we use this science to empower our guests how to take care of their hair. We use this science to customize salon visits, and we also use this science to teach our customers exactly how to take care of their hair. And so because it's a pandemic, we're not only reaching out to our services virtually, but we're also reaching out to the public because a lot of people are needing a lot of help. To those of you who follow me on Facebook, I'm always going live every day doing something. And so now I'm on Instagram, offering some wonderful advice as well. A lot of people also follow me on YouTube and they may have questions. So if you have a question, you can email me at ladoshaw@yahoo.com, or you can direct message me your question, and when I go live, I will most certainly answer your question. Also, I want to thank all of the customers who are patronizing the Revis Design Team and my services during our virtual appointments. So we have received appointments from people from Australia, from Atlanta, and from right here in Cleveland. So if you are a cosmetologist and you want to do something to beef up your business, I'm telling you that these virtual appointments, they are working. So granted, we don't make nearly as much money as we would behind the chair, but it's not about money all the time. It's just about being able to avail ourselves to the public and to our clients when they need us. I also saw Vernon Francois. So to those of you who don't know who he is, he's a celebrity stylist. You can follow him over on Instagram at Vernon Francois. And so he too was advocating for virtual appointments, and also that hairstylists, we get on these platforms and we make our knowledge and our services available to you guys who need some help for how to care for your hair at home. So what are we going to talk about taking care of your hair at home today is protein. Now, protein is like my favorite product when it comes to hair care. Why? Because hair is protein. That's what they don't tell you at the hair salon. So it's really important that when you're caring for your hair, that you make sure you incorporate protein into your hair care. So hair care and hair styling are two different things. So caring for the hair would be like scalp, care, cleansing it properly. It would also be how you actually comb your hair. It would be how you brush your hair. So anything that you're doing to prep the hair for the style, then that precedes the style. That's the care that's going to be, applied to achieve the actual look. So at the Revis Design Team and in my book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, we promote and we teach that hair care and hair styling are about three things: the right products, the right come through. So that's what we're doing. So we teach those three things. They're very important because people are kind of like all over the place when it comes to how to care for their hair, and we need to have a point of reference that all people can operate from. So those three directives are very easy to follow: the right products, the right tools, and the right technique. The product in this case is going to be protein. Proteins are essential to hair because hair is protein. Now, I see a lot of people who are, have a lot of concerns about protein. I've even come across some people who absolutely positively they don't want any protein on their hair. And so a lot of times I'm definitely I'm empathetic, so I understand why they may not want that. But what I have to make sure that they also understand is that their hair is protein, so they're going to actually need to have protein in their hair, because as I work the fabric, then what's going to happen is I'll begin to break down the protein, and then we're going to start to see things happen. So what things happens to hair when we don't use protein? So number one, the most popular thing or most common thing that happens to your hair when you don't use protein is you lose the integrity of your hair. The integrity of your hair would be your texture and the ability to style it. So those are the top two complaints about hair: shedding and the hairstyle not lasting. Hair shedding and the hairstyle not lasting. The top two culprits are lack or no protein, or not using the proper protein, or dehydration. And so this feed is about protein. So protein will definitely prohibit, prevent, reduce the likelihood of the hair, losing the integrity and also being able to perform. So whenever you're talking about your curls don't last, your hair don't shine, it's difficult to manage, your hair is coming out, you're starting to lose your curl, your coil, you're getting those stringy pieces, they're using crazy words like fairy knots. Hey, I'm telling y'all better watch out for that crap, because those people are not using protein. They're probably also not using the right tools, and they're probably also not using the right technique. So be very careful when you are watching these videos. I want you guys to make sure that you're following your heart, your solar plexus. If something in your chi is saying, I don't know, she sounds like she full of shit, you know what? Then they probably is. Don't listen to that. You want to get sound advice when it comes to hair care, and it should be very generalized, that you can take that information and apply it. If they're not breaking it down for you to the very last compound, then you want to best believe that more than likely it's a little bit hype or hyperbole or a crock of poo-poo, or perhaps they're just trying to sell you something. Now, those aren't bad at all. After all, I got a little hype in my little video too. However, you still want to make sure that you're walking away with what you need. So you're watching a video about protein, so I'm giving you very succinct protein information that's applicable to some concerns that you really may be having about your hair. And as a licensed cosmetologist, I'm telling you that these are the most common things that we hear when it comes to hair. So your question is, what's a good protein product to use? I used to use a lot of Design Essentials. I feel my hair was better then. I moved to a new city and salon, and the products are not the same. Yeah, Design Essentials is an outstanding product, and I ain't saying that because I love Greg Gilmore, but I do. I just love him. He's a great educator, and Design Essentials, it really is a great product. But Design Essentials, of course, is available online. Now May is not, obviously it's not a good time to shop online, but what Greg Gilmore, Greg Gilmore. He's on Instagram, and you could tell him, LaDosha said you was the bomb. He's out in California, okay? He travels a lot, all right? So he's an educator. He's a top educator for Design Essentials, all right? So, but you may not have access to Design Essentials right now because of the pandemic, but they are, well, in our state, I don't know where you're from, but in our state, they are allowing us to go out and go to the store. So we're on a shutdown, so we got till midnight to get our hair jiggy with it on. So in that instance, you can do over the counter. So the best over the counter protein for all textures and type will be Infusium 23, the original formula. Now, it is a synthetic protein, so it's not organic. So if you're looking for something from a raw plant source, you may have to go over to Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, or Fresh Time. They have a very large organic selection. However, you may not even have access to those. Some stores are only allowing a few people in at a time, but since there are more CVS's, more, Targets and more Walmarts, you're probably going to be able to get into those places quicker than you can into your smaller establishments. Yeah, so Infusium 23 is the best over the counter protein because it has the 23 amino acids, the building blocks that makes our hair do what? Perform. And when we say perform, we're talking about roller, curls, flips, twists, locks, braids, coils. So any any hairstyle, any modality that we use to style our hair, then Infusium 23 is going to support that. And what it's doing is it's artificially giving us protein bonds that helps the hair stick together so that as we manipulate the fabric from blow drying, braiding, palm rolling, corn rolling, curling, coloring, highlighting, relaxing, whatever, it's going to artificially replace and hold some of those bonds together so that as we play and do what we want to do with our hair, we don't lose the integrity, we don't lose our color, and we keep the manageability. So those rather are the benefits of having protein for your hair. So I'm going to highlight 3 proteins that I like. So my first protein, now I look at hair care products like cars, or liquor. You got top shelf, you got bottom shelf. They all gonna get you drunk, right? The question is how you want to feel. Or I look at them like cars. You got a Hoopty and then you got an Aston Martin. So the question is, how do you want to arrive? So don't look at the price as an indicator to the quality of the product. Don't look at the name or the celebrity who's endorsing the product. Those are marketing good, but they don't always come with the truth, okay? So I want you to be very, very careful when you're shopping for your products and to make sure that you don't let those two be your determining factor. So number 1, price is not a determining factor. 2, how it's marketed is not a determining factor. What you want to look for are reviews, and you want to look for your ingredients. That's going to give you your best efficacy of the product. Are people actually saying it works, number 1? And then number 2, are what they're saying is on the bottle in the bottle. And so a lot of times what's on the bottle don't match. Though by law it's supposed to, however, right now the country is going through a pandemic, so I don't think, ingredients are priority one on the FDA. However, they are supposed to match. That's number 1, okay? So number 2, again, you want to make sure that, what's on it is in it and that it actually works, okay? So now you got that. So you just turn your bottle around and you look for the ingredients. And the rule of thumb in the United States, other countries, but in the United States they list the ingredients in order of what's in it. So if you see water first, then that means the bulk of it is water, okay? Now other countries have other requirements, so if you're buying imported products, then again make sure that you're reading their ingredients as well, though they may have a different standard as opposed to America. So satin tame is one of my favorite proteins. Number 1, it's versatile. It can be left in the hair. Number 1. Number 2, you can style your hair with it. Style your hair meaning roller set, blow dry, flat iron, lock, twist, braids, twist style, whatever you want to do, they've got something for it. Number 3 is multifaceted. So you can also put it on your face. It has essential oils. You can use it as a deodorant because essential oils are what? Antimicrobial. So there you have it. So that works. And then number 4 is very affordable and it's also accessible. So you can buy this online or you can Google, put in there your address, and then the company has a locator to tell you where it's located according to your zip code. So I like this product. The ingredients in the DECA are phenomenal. So DECA stands for 10 plus. They have 10 plus essential oils, plus they have jojoba, they have mink, they have silkening agents. Thank you so much. I love you and you are the bomb as well, okay? I'm appreciated. So they have all these wonderful ingredients to help make the hair manageable and to keep the integrity intact. Next up, we have hydrolyzed protein. So this protein is made by Why Not. Now, Why Not is only available to licensed cosmetologists. So feel free to have your professional cosmetologist get this for you. If you don't have one, I'm sorry, but it's really a great product. They do have products over the counter that are comparable to this, like Perm Fresh. So that's a little cream that used to come, and they still make it. So you just squeeze it out. So that one is nice. It's over the counter. I think it's called Permasilk or Perm Fresh. I'll get the correct name. And so this one here is a hydrolyzed protein. Now, hydrolyzed proteins are where they take actual proteins such as wheat, soy. They may also use like silk from actual fabric. So they take these proteins, they put them through a machine, and they liquefy them, and that's called hydrolyze, which is a process of taking that source and making it usable by way of liquids. And then they have other, things in it to help, make the product, get onto the hair. So this one is great for flat ironing. It's great for braiding. So this protein is about, friction. So remember, protein helps reduce the friction. Protein also replaces proteins that are removed when we style hair. Hair is protein. That's what they don't tell you at the hair salon. When you buy my book, it's available on ebook, so you can download the book as well. I also have a journal, and I'll put all that in my Instagram feed so you guys can have that information. So this protein will help with that. So because hair is protein that comes in 3 layers. The outer layer of protein is what you see. This is the cuteness, what makes it shine, what makes it manageable. So that's the first layer. The second layer is your cortex. That's this color. So anytime you see color and you see strength, see how strong my hair is, that second layer is your cortex. The third protein layer, they're not quite sure what that's about. The scientists are still trying to discover and do research on that. So the top 2 layers, this protein goes to the top in the second layer. This one is for the outer layer only. It doesn't necessarily go, excuse me, to your second layer. However, if you protect the outer layer, then you're protecting the second layer. So this one is the bomb. So first layer only, first and second layer. And now we have the Aston Martin of protein. So this right here is by Philip Pelusi. Sorry, they're not quite doing a lot of mail orders now, but as soon as the pandemic is over, please go to philippelusi.com. Tell them LaDosha said that your protein was the best. And it is. And the reason why this is the best protein on the planet is for 3 simple reasons. And it has 3 simple letters. USP. And USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. And that means for you, the consumer, that the ingredients that are in this product have been medicinally, medically proven to actually work. And you just can't beat that with a baseball bat. And the protein is formulated for the second layer, which is what? The integrity and the color, which we all want. I cannot tell you how many people, LaDosha, I love your hair color. And you know why? I swear by this. I have tried. If it comes, I have spent $100, $200, $300, 99 cents, you name it, except $1,000. I've never spent $1,000, but I have spent $200 on protein to see if it really works. And I'm here to tell you that from my personal and professional usages and trying various proteins, Philip Pelusi goes down in history as the best protein on the market. Now, this is a LaDosha review. So other cosmetologists like she can kiss my black actor back and show me what the hell she's talking about, and that's fine. But seriously, guys, this protein is the best. It's called Extreme Daily Treatment. Philip Philip Pelusi Pelusi. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna take a picture and put it on my feed. I'm gonna just highlight the top 3 reasons of why this protein is the best. You can go to philippelusi.com and place your order after all of this is over. And you leave this in. It's called the 3-minute miracle treatment. It takes 3 minutes. We use it in our salon. Everybody has to use it. We have customers that have come in and said, you cannot put protein on my hair. We politely take this cape off and we let them know this is not the salon for you. I'm just keeping it 100. We will not be styling any hair without protein. Have they left? Of course they have. We are located at 2062 South Taylor Road in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So we let people know what we're using on their hair. And that's why we do it. Because a customer has the option to say, I don't give a ham sandwich who your ass is. I don't want you to put that on my hair. And we have to respect that. However, in our salon, we know that hair is protein. We specialize in trichology. So it would behoove us to style hair without protein. So when you don't want it, we just don't use it. But that's like 1%. But 99% of the people who come to our salon regularly or for a first time, this is provided in every single visit. It works in 3 minutes, and the reason why it can work is because of its molecular structure. So you will hear and read a lot of stuff that molecular science does not apply in hair care. Yes, it does, okay? Molecular science, it definitely works, because if it didn't, guess what? I wouldn't have hair color. So don't listen to that. Now, some sciences is a bunch of crap. You do have proteins where they sit on top. And so that doesn't mean it's crappy. That just means it just sits on top. So these proteins, they sit on top. This protein sits on top and goes to the second layer. This protein goes to all, on the top and the second, but it doesn't coat. You see? So those two will coat. This one doesn't coat. So if you want that weightless, you want to do your twist and you don't want any protein to interfere with your product, you want to do braids, you want to do a sew-in, and you don't want it to coagulate and make you get the little balls and stuff. So this protein will do that. Some proteins won't, because they have ingredients that will activate with the other ingredients from the other products, and you'll get a little funk, you know what I'm saying, on the hairstyle. Now, with the Philip Pelusi, you will never get that, because you have to rinse it off, and you just leave it on for 3 minutes. And let me just say this before I sign off. When we first started to use Philip Pelusi, I have to admit, I was kind of like, whatever you say, Philip. Y'all just want to sell it to us, okay? All right. So we used it because we love Philip Pelusi. We wanted to support him, and we wanted our salon to look like different, all right? So you won't believe what happened. Philip Pelusi and the distributor parted ways. So for a moment, like for 3 months, we had to order directly from him, which made it take longer. And let me just tell you, people's hair was jacked up. Our customers was like, what the hell is going on with my hair? What you doing, LaDocha? I know y'all late. What's going on? And we couldn't figure it out. Like, what are we doing? What? And so we had switched to a cheaper brand, And so but we were waiting for it to come in. And literally, people's hair was just snapping and breaking. And that's when all of the education from Philip Pelusi started to click in. The foundation of his education is results beyond the salon. So in our salon, we don't care how you look when you sit in the chair. We don't care how you look when you leave. We care how you look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days down the road. And so if your hair is not performing per the investment, you know what? You get your money back. Can you buy that? All right, so this is me, your homegirl, LaDocha Wright. I'm a hairstylist at the Rivers Design Team. I'm also the author of Curly Hair Adventures, and what they don't tell you at the hair salon, I will. Thank you so much for watching me and following me on Instagram. And the last question is, do you think that's just for all hair types? Good question. This protein is for all hair types. And so technically there's no such thing biologically as our hair, because I'm assuming you're talking about people of color. All people of color do not have the same hair texture. So in our way. We shy away from ethnic and racial terms when it comes to hair, because for the public it can be a little bit intimidating, particularly for those people who are multi ethnicities and multiracial. Genetic soup, if you will. So we don't like to use racial terms. So everything that we use in our hair salon is per the fabric or the texture. We don't, still according to race or ethnicity, or even cultural practices, because we want to be available. We want to deliberately be user friendly to any and every person and all genders. So I hope that was very helpful. A little lengthy because I'm a little chatty Cathy, but I hope you feel where I'm going. You feel your sister okay? All right. So you know what I say when I'm always signing out? I'm talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair. I want you guys to help flatten the curve. And if you ain't got no hair, then rub your bald head. And thank you so much. I love being informative, and that is my goal. I truly admire and respect all of you. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye.